Well, great afternoon. My cards came, so I got Tarot of Dreams, the Marchetti Tarot. We'll have to see what that is. Looking forward to it. These are all Marchetti decks. The Gilded Tarot and Tarot Grand Deluxe. Now the Tarot Grand Luxe is the one that I use all the time. This one, but I cut the border off of this one so it's smaller. But these are, I don't know what they've got on them. They've gotten kind of, feel dirty or something. So I bought a new set. But anyway, the rest of them, we'll have to see what they look like. Anxious to use them, and we'll just see what they are. Now I'm going to start taking these out. I have not looked through these decks, so we're going to see the cards together. I like the back of these, really pretty. The Gilded Tarot. Here's the back of them. Isn't that pretty? So let me move these out of the way so I've got some room here. And I wanted to look at, now, Amazon, they had a thing out there that Amazon was thinking about putting the price with the tariffs on their site, okay? What it is originally and what it would be with the tariffs. Well, they've since rescinded that. But of course, his flying monkey with the yellow hair, Levitt, came out and said it's a political move and how dare it, why didn't they do this when Biden was there in the highest, just bullshit, okay? So, Bezzos also has that newspaper. And like I said, Trump was really angry that he was actually going to perhaps out the tariffs, that it's being paid by the consumer, not the country. I think Amazon should do it. I'm all for them putting the price of the tariffs there. But let's go ahead and we'll pick the 18 cards and we'll look at them together, see if we can figure out what this is going to do. What about Bezzos? So Trump is having an absolute meltdown on it. Levitt was on the phone to him. Of course, they're going to try to blame Biden. Biden was not putting up big tariffs, so how they can try to spin it to Biden, I have no idea. But of course they do. It's all Biden's fault. Why didn't they do that when Biden was there? You can't keep blaming Biden for your mistakes. But they will. They'll keep trying, Keep trying to blame Biden. So let's see what we have underneath of it all. We have the Chariot. This is moving. Okay. This is going to cause some movement when it comes to Bezzos. Because Trump just had meltdown city on this. So the reading's about, let's look and see, taking the lid off. Yeah, because of the big meltdown, the lid has come off. I think they should put the tariffs right next to there. And so we are now at trying to figure out the next move, the next action. Okay, in the path going forward. I like that path there. Okay, so Bezzos is going to figure out what he's going to do with this, and about standing guard. Okay, putting that out, energy out there, standing guard. So the energy coming into it is Trumpenstein, the Emperor. Okay. What's happening with that now? When it comes to democracy, when it comes to his emotional, So what is this going to do, this next action, because of Trump's meltdown? And we'll look at what's being worked on. Okay. The monetary things, what he's going to work on next. So today, we have what is being offered, what's been put out there. So what we saw put out there when it came to the Amazon potentially doing this was absolute meltdown immediately by Trump and his flying monkey. There will be an action taken, okay, controlling the action. When it comes to the message, a message being put out, when it came to the tariffs, etc., potential challenge is when it comes to the people, the society, the family, this action, there is an action. The fight, and rapidly coming in. Potential outcome of this is looking deeper. We see the snake there. He sees a snake. It was the first one I've ever seen with that. Okay. So Trump called Bezzos a traitor, basically. Political move, and Bezzos is going with Chinese, so he made all kind of accusations against Bezzos with this. This comes down to the monetary things, all of the money, and the overseas drama that's happening with it. Of course, the tariffs, extra information. This is caused, the fight to go out for new truth, for new information. When it comes to what he's birthing, to the tariffs, and bringing an end to some of it. So what he's trying to birth in America, Bezzos, and he sent his flying monkey out there to attack Bezzos now. This is going to perhaps cause Bezzos to take some sort of a movement when it comes to it. But let's look and see what we have. So the foundation is standing guard. What's being worked on, the message coming out about the monetary thing rapidly overseas with the stuff that's happening overseas. It's trying to figure out the next move when it comes to democracy and his emotional drama, his action that he's doing, and this movement forward, the fight when it comes to the big money. It's the lid is off when it comes to Trumpenstein, what's being given out to American people, and looking deeper at this, the snake. Okay? So in the very center of it, we have holding on to the power. We've got Trumpenstein absolutely rapidly coming out with his drama about what's being put out there, potentially what was going to be put out there, the message about the money, his emotional, dictates, and the perhaps it's going to cause some other actions by Bezzos, and what he's working on when it comes to holding on to the power with the people. Okay, so when it comes to Trump's emotional instability, trying to figure out the next move when he comes out with these actions. Okay, the lid is off when it comes to this message that got out now. Standing guard for what's being given out, how it's being given out, and working on it when it comes to Trumpenstein's drama. When it comes to this moving forward, the fight going forward, it's about controlling the action when it comes to the money, the people finding out rapidly, the message about looking deeper in the snaky drama that he's doing, and what's being given out when it comes to overseas, when it comes to the tariffs, etc. You know, Trump cooked his own goose on this, because what Amazon was talking about was an internal thing. So Trump just outed himself in going after Bezzos. I think in retaliation, Bezzos should actually put the tariffs up next to the prices. I think that would be perfect. But let's do the clarification and see what it says. So in the center of all this, again, we have that Chariot, where this is moving to. We have this loss, the loss taking place, and wanting to temper things, coming to a bit of balance, wanting to bring some balance. Holding on to power, controlling it, with new information coming out to temper what's going on, because he is out in the cold. You know, like I said, Trump just outed himself on this when he had his flying monkey out there attacking Bezzos. Okay. We have a victory action when it comes to controlling the power against this loss, rapidly moving, new information that came out. And again, when it comes to his emotional drama, where it's moving, he's out in the cold when it comes to controlling himself emotionally. Okay, so what we have is the pain that this is causing, wanting to move forward to something better. We have this information coming out that is deadly, difficult, with the choices he's made in life. And when it comes to what underneath of it all, his attempted manipulation now. So his attempted manipulation, where this is going, he's out in the cold because he can't control his emotions. Okay? So underneath of that, we have something hidden. So what's hidden? What's hidden? This retreating. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bezzos now put something in his papers, because Trump could not contain himself and he went on the attack against Bezzos immediately. Okay? Yeah, this is painful. The swords are coming down. The heavy truth was out there. The losses faced. He's controlling the energy to a victory because at the center of it, we have where this is moving forward. Trump could not control his emotions, and so he is out in the cold. New truth is rapidly coming out to temper things, bring to balance, with the choices being made going forward to something better. Okay? So Trumpenstein and his flying monkey just put out stuff to attack Bezzos, and that was a really stupid thing to do. Okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll have to see what Bezzos does. But if I were him, I would put those tariff prices next to the price of the item. Definitely an out Trump.